Hey guys, I'm reacting to 1,103,454 votes. What is the best flag in the world by TLDR News? So let's give it a watch. And if I have to give my opinion, I would probably go with the flag of, I think Bhutan, Wales. Yeah, I think Bhutan and Wales have the best flags. Just because, you know, dragons. Yeah, let's see them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a better version of the Bhutan flag though. But yeah, it's quite cool, you know, with the dragon on it. I think there's a version with an aggressive, more aggressive version of it. Let's see. Anyway, the Bhutan flag is pretty cool. Oh yeah, also the Sri Lanka flag. As like a lion on it, I think. A tiger. Yeah, it's quite a cool flag. And then the Welsh flag. Let's take a look at that. It's quite nice. It's quite a cool flag. Although, you know, Wales is not a it's not a fully independent country though. I mean, it's part of the UK. It is a country. But yeah, it's still part of the UK, of course, so I mean, I think it is one of the coolest flags though. But yeah. But for a fully independent country, I think Bhutan, you know, with its dragon, you know, it's quite good. It almost looks like the dragon from Dragon Ball. Okay, yeah, let's get on to the video.
A couple of weeks ago, we launched a survey to find out what you guys thought was the best flag in the world. Over 10,000 people voted, casting over 1 million votes. Those votes have been counted and analysed, and I'm now ready to share them with you. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what the 10 best and worst flags in the world are, as ranked by our audience. Before we start, this is a new channel. It's only our 10th video, but in that time, we've put out videos $7 billion Palang weekly summary videos, recommendations for DPs, then a quick outline of how the survey works, because I know we'll get questions if we don't explain it. Respondents to the survey were asked some demographic information to help us calibrate the analysis, and then they were presented with a block of 20 flags. They'd be asked to rank each of these flags on a 1 to 5 scale, working through all 20 flags in the block. Once they were done, they could choose to submit their answers or keep going. If they kept going, they'd be presented with another random block of 20 flags, and so on. In total, 10,245 people voted in the survey, with 1,103,454 individual rankings, which means that the average person voted on 108 flags. Speaking of the results, I know you're itching for them, but I'd like you to take a moment, pause this video, and comment below your guess at the top 10. Without peeking forward,
Hopefully Wales, hopefully Wales, Bhutan.
And seeing the results, have a guess at what you think the top 10 will be.
Maybe India, due to the population and such.
I'll give you 5 seconds, but unless you can type incredibly quickly, you might want to pause this video. Now you've had your guesses, let me run you through some hints. We ran a whole bunch of analysis to try and find out what things you guys liked and didn't in each flag, whether the countries, designs, etc. made any difference, as well as the biases that voters showed. So let's run through some of that data and see if you're feeling quite as confident with your guesses. Firstly, let's take a look at colour. Our data shows that
I'd guess you'd probably see the UK on there. Maybe Canada.
The colour you guys like least in flags is green, followed by blue and yellow. The flags which scored highest were the ones containing red, black, and most popular of all, white. As well as colours, we took a look at the common iconography of flags. Flags with crosses scored highest on average, with a strong 3.2 average score.
You know, another cool flag, though, that I didn't mention is the Quebec flag. It's quite cool. There's a fleur de lis on it. I find it quite the cool flag. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
Also pretty popular were flags that contained the classic vertical stripe.
Oh, that trident flag looks cool.
With 2.9, only just beating out the horizontal stripe variants with an average of 2.8. Although, when it comes to stripes, you guys actually preferred the diagonal variant, averaging 2.91. More popular than any of those were flags containing suns, which did better than their other common celestial counterparts, the stars and moons. Less popular though than all of these design choices are the ones that contain crests, with crested flags averaging only a 2.7. Even less popular were flags.
Well, for the crested flags, I think the crest, of course, matters, and also how busy the flag is, like how many things are on the flag. Because if the crest is the center of attention, then I think it works out. Like, okay, this flag right over here, to the top left, I think this flag is really awesome, actually. But this flag right over here, right, it has two competing symbols, the Union Jack, and then also this crest, so it competes for too much attention. Also, like, the background is not really that interesting, it's just one solid color. And this flag, right, again, same problem, the Union Jack and then this crest. And then for this, it might just be the fact that the snake might be a little bit goofy. I mean, it's still pretty cool though. But
crested flags averaging only a 2.7.
I mean, the Spanish flag is crested, and it's quite awesome in my opinion. Like, it's just the right amount of interesting background and then an awesome crest. So it's quite cool. I think the Portuguese flag is also quite nice in its design. My bad. Yeah, see? A little bit of an interesting background and then a cool crest. Although I do prefer the Spanish flag, just because there's a more interesting crest. But still quite awesome. Let's get back to the video.
Even less popular were flags.
Oh yeah, the Union Jack in the background. Oh, on the side, I guess. I feel like it's too cliche, and also it doesn't look that good if it's off to the side. Maybe the Union Jack by itself looks better, but if it's off to the side, it doesn't look that good.
Within flags, which included the British flags in the corner, averaged only 2.4.
As they should. It's not that good.
While the French flag was even less popular, with flags.
I mean, the tricolor is kind of boring. I prefer the older French flag. It's the old French flag. I mean, it is a bit the French flag is a bit derivative of the Dutch flag. Yeah, this flag or even this flag is quite awesome. You know, any flag with the fleur de lis is quite amazing, in my opinion.
Flags featuring it scoring only a 1.9 average. With all of
Makes sense.
that info, you've got one last chance to comment your guesses below. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Maybe the Kazakhstan flag might be high. Looks pretty nice. Let's take a look at it. And also the memes. It's quite the nice flag in my opinion. Eagle and a sun. Yeah.
So,
although it is two unpopular colors, blue and yellow. Yeah.
We've done our duty as YouTubers, delayed the bit of the video you actually wanted, and put in a mid-roll before we got there. So here we go. Here are the results, starting with the bottom 10. In 10th place, scoring 2.12, we have the very vibrant island nation of Niue. 9th, we have the British Overseas
They did at least use a cooler version of the Union Jack, so
Territory of Montserrat. At 8 is the Central American nation of Belize.
actually the Belize flag isn't that bad.
At 7th comes that moment when you search for a transparent image and then paste it into a document only to find out that it's not actually transparent. It's Haiti with
Yeah, Haiti, damn. It's not that bad in my opinion, but oof.
2.11. 6th is the
It would be amazing maybe if it didn't have the white part.
US island territory of Guam.
That one's not terrible per se, but it is a little bit cheesy, I guess.
The 5th worst
Cartoonish.
flag in the world is the Southern African nation of Zambia.
I mean, I like the eagle and the color green, so for me it's not terrible, but this little three-colored band, yeah, it's not the greatest.
In 4th, you voted for the French Southern and Antarctic Islands. Now in the medal positions, bronze goes to the British Overseas Territory of
That flag is not much better.
Turks and Caicos.
The Haitian flag is much better than that one.
Winning silver is Mayotte, an overseas
That is a damn epic flag. I have to admit, that's a really epic flag. Although, did you really have to put Mayotte? Is Mayotte part of the flag? Let's see. Of course, no offense to these countries. I'm just talking about the flag and the designs. Mayotte flag. So they do have Mayotte in it. Bit cheesy to have the name of the country in the flag. But I think this would look better. But it's still quite a cool flag.
Overseas Department of France found in the Indian Ocean. And the gold medalist, the worst flag in the world.
I'd imagine that some US states have a pretty cool flag. I think Maryland has a really cool flag. Yeah, it's busy, but it is quite epic, I have to say. This is quite the epic flag. And California, it's quite a nice flag as well. Yeah. Anyway.
World with a score of 1.84 is Wallis
That's not a good flag.
and Fortuna, another French territory. Congratulations, I suppose, to these countries. Maybe consider running a flag referendum to get yours changed. I wouldn't ask New Zealand for advice though, because we all saw what happened over there.
And New Zealand does not have the best flag. Although this little thing right I see over here with the flag does look a little bit cooler. Let's check it out. It's just, I'm pretty sure that the New Zealand flag has a Union Jack on it. Yeah, not the best flag. I like this flag a bit more, but even then it's better than the one with the Union Jack, but still, come on. I think New Zealand could do better. Although this flag is not bad. And this flag is kinda terrible.
Maybe have a word with Gray and Brady instead. Anyway, enough delay, here's the best flags in the world as ranked by over 1 million votes. In 10th place, with an average score of 3.716 is Iceland, only marginally ahead by 0.005 points.
Bit boring, you know, with the cross, but the Nordic cross.
Is Japan.
Japan's simple, but it's not bad, but not great either.
Scoring 8th place is Wales, and
Now Wales has a cool ass flag. It should be way higher up.
in 7th is another British nation, Scotland.
Scotland has a cool flag, but the Welsh flag is better.
In 6th is Norway, who scored
Norway does not have a good flag. I mean, it's not a bad flag either, but it's not better than the Welsh or the Scottish flag.
3.82. Actually, I'll level with you, it's not quite that simple. Norway shares their flags with Bouvet Island and Svalbard and Jan Mayen, both of which are associated with Norway, so don't worry, we don't need to send in any lawyers here. Anyway, because this flag was in the running 3 times, it actually came 6th, 7th, and 9th, which really just shows how much you guys liked it. So we averaged the scores that all 3 identical flags got and ended up with 3.82 as the average, landing it in 6th place. The 5th best flag in the world, as rated
Bit unfair that, but
by
okay.
you, is South Africa. In 4th is the United Kingdom. In bronze medal position comes South Korea, beating the UK onto the
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the South Korean flag is better.
winners' podium by 0.
I also think the Scottish is better than the UK flag. Like just the plain Scottish flag is quite nice. Although, you know, some people might disagree, but I definitely think the Welsh flag is better than the Scottish and the UK flag.
0.004 points.
It's also better than the South Korean flag in my opinion. It's a dragon.
In silver, you'll find Hong Kong with a
Hong Kong that's a really nice flag. But the Wales one still beats it.
4.04 average. But the winner, the best flag in the world, with an average score of 4.07, is Canada.
Bruh, Canada? Canada has a nice, simple, nice flag. It is better than most of the flags that were previously shown. But, again, the Bhutanese flag and the Welsh flag are better in my opinion.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
So now you know the top 10 and the bottom 10, but I bet you still have some more
Canada does have quite a nice anthem.
questions. What about the EU's flag? Did British respondents rank it lower than other Europeans because of Brexit? Who did better between Australia and New Zealand? And what about other major countries, like the US, China, India, and Brazil? Where did they place?
Brazil and India have quite nice flags.
Well, let me tell you, possibly the most interesting thing we
But the American flag is just a little bit busy, maybe.
found in the data analysis is how
Still quite nice though.
countries ranked their own flags. So we use this data to try and work out which countries over and underrate their flags most. Let's take France as an example. French people gave the tricolour an average score of 3.897, while the rest of the world gave it an average of 3.390. If we take these numbers together, we can see that the French overrated their flag by 0.508 points.
That's not bad.
The question is, which country overrated their own flag the most? Well, that
So for this section of the analysis, they removed any countries where they had fewer than 10 respondents. Huh.
would be Colombia, whose citizens overrated their flag by a massive 2.66 points.
I'd imagine the UK, British people, might overrate the flag. And if we go in further, English people might overrate the UK flag. Although I didn't really see St. George's Cross, the English flag either, so. But I'd imagine English people would especially overrate the UK flag. Just because, you know, the UK flag has kind of come to represent more of the English people, just because they're the majority in the UK. Although the English flag itself, it's quite nice. But it's not like that special either. Yeah, it's simple red cross on white. Not bad, but not terrible either. And of course, the UK flag is there as well.
Also in the top 5, you'll find Ukraine, Trinidad and Tobago, Puerto Rico, and Lebanon. On the other
Hey, Lebanon does have a really nice flag, though.
end of the spectrum, only one country in the entire world underrated their flag. Every single country's citizens, besides this one, gave their own flag a score higher than the average. The only country to underrate their flag was Japan, whose citizens scored their flag
I see. Yeah, humility.
0.054 points lower than the rest of the world did. If you're interested, here are the
I mean, to be fair, it is quite the simple flag.
other countries who also rated their flag lowest. One other interesting thing, like
Yep, I did expect England to overrate the flag, and I guess they overrated their own flag a bit. and so New Zealand does. And I guess those are Russians as well. I think so. Yeah, Russians overrated their flags. The flags a bit as well.
Other countries who also
But yeah, I kind of expected it for the English.
rated their flag lowest. One other interesting thing like this is how different countries in the UK rated the Union Jack.
Don't come for me because I said Union Jack. I know some people say it should be called the Union Flag. It's not on a ship, but that's a myth as explained by the Flag Institute. Also, my name's Jack, so it's more fun to call it that. Fair enough to that guy.
As you might know from the news, things are a little tense with the Union at the moment. So what does everyone think of the flag? Well, the global average was 4.020, fourth place. The English and Northern Irish rated it higher than average though, while Scotland
Yep, Hey, predicted it. I knew the English would overrate that.
and Wales put it lower. Maybe they were just proud of their own high-scoring flags, but there's very little love coming from these countries, with them underranking the Union's flag far worse than any other country did. Now, the EU is the only non-country we included on the list, with it obviously being a grouping of nations. As such, we didn't include it in any of the national comparisons. By the way, if it were a country, it would have...
I think, if they included the Welsh flag, maybe they should have included some of the state flags of the US. Yeah, like California or Maryland. I think those would be quite high. Or maybe the Texas flag would probably be quite high as well. Yeah.
Come 16th. Regardless, it's interesting to see how different nations rank the EU's flag. Here's how each EU country rated the EU's flag. And we're not going to draw any conclusions from the data, but it's interesting to see how opinions and sentiment vary country by country. Also, you might remember that Canada, the winning flag, got an average score of 4.07, so a whole bunch of these European nations ranked the EU's flag higher than the overall winning score. Interesting too is how former member the UK ranks it, giving it an average score of 3.384. More fascinating though is what happens when you break it down country by country, with Scots clearly liking the EU's flag much more than any other nation in the Union. Fellow European non-members also rank the flag relatively low, so maybe this is just a general trend and not...
I'm going to be honest here, I'm mostly rating it by the design and, and such, like design, how nice it is. If I would want to have that as my flag, like things like that. Not really if I like the country, or if I think, or if I just, love the people of the country, I'm rating it more by its design. Dragons. Epic design.
Brexit related. Okay, so you probably want to know how specific a general trend and not Brexit related. Okay, so you probably want to know how specific countries did. Well, let's go through some of the big ones. Europe scored an average of 3.118 points, the highest continental average, and here's how some of the big countries on the continent ranked. Oceania was the lowest scoring. Here's how some of the...
So... I'm not sure.
big countries on the continent ranked.
I think the Spanish flag is better than the UK flag, so too bad. If I had to move this flag a bit, I would let's see, what would I do? I would put the... Okay, I am kind of getting undecided a bit about the UK and the Scottish flag. They were both pretty cool. But okay, I would at least put the Welsh flag over the UK flag. I would put the Spanish flag over the UK flag. And I would put the Greek flag underneath the UK flag. Yeah. And yeah, so Welsh flag first, Spanish flag second, Scottish flag third, UK flag 4th, and the Greek flag 5th. All the other ones aren't terrible.
Oceania was the
Maybe the Switzerland flag 6th, just because it's kind of unique.
lowest scoring continent. Looks like Australia just scooped it with this one. Let's turn to Asia, where
Is the U.S. in Oceania? I guess he has a star though. Oh, because I guess some of the territories the U.S. has are in Oceania.
continent. Looks like Australia just scooped it with this one. Let's
And Hawaii, of course, yeah, the state.
turn to Asia, where some of the biggest countries scored like this.
Yay, Bhutan is on there at least.
Shout out to
So these are the lowest scoring ones. Well, okay, India's there at least. So am I happy with this list? It's not bad. I would put Bhutan first. Hong Kong second. Nepal third. Kazakhstan 4th, Israel 5th, South Korea 6th, India 7th, Japan 8th, and I guess I think that's what country is that? I think that might be Georgia, but I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, it's the Georgian flag. Not the state Georgia, the country. So yeah, and then the Georgian flag ninth, I guess. And then I guess the Macau flag be 10th. I do like it, but the design is a little bit it's a nice design, but I just think, okay. Maybe I would switch the Macau and Japan rating. But otherwise, all these Asian flags are pretty nice.
Macau,
And Nepal flag is pretty unique.
one of the more unusual flags towards the top of the list. Let's move on to Africa, and while the continent as a whole scored fairly low, there were some standout flags in there, for good and bad reasons.
This flag 51 is pretty nice.
So, there were some standout flags in there, for good and bad reasons. South America's another continent with some real standout flags.
Let's see. I kind of agree with this. Yeah, Brazil, Argentina. Makes sense. I would put maybe 60 above 54 though. This flag. I think that's the Uruguay flag. Yeah, I'd put the Uruguay flag above that one. What country is that? Yeah, I would put it above the. I would put the Uruguayan flag above the Venezuelan flag. Still pretty nice. And I would put the Chile flag above the Venezuela flag as well. But otherwise, I agree for the most part.
And while none broke the top 10, Brazil, Argentina, and Venezuela led the way for the continent. Last but not least, let's turn to North America, because I bet you want to know how the US ranks.
Do I agree with this? I would put the American flag underneath the Mexican flag. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's more fair. Just because the French flag is a little bit boring, as well as the green and yellow one. So yeah, I would put the American flag underneath the Mexican flag, and I would move up this trident flag to first, Trident flag first, Canada flag second. Yeah.
Ranked. Surprisingly low, actually, coming in a whole 57 places behind their victorious northern neighbour. If we didn't mention your country and you want to see where they placed, then you can find the full list on Google Sheets. There's a link to that in the description. Also linked below is this map from our website, which allows you to check out how every country did in comparison to each other. Anyway, that's all for this video, but that doesn't mean the fun's over. On the TLDR US channel, we're about to launch a similar contest
Okay, very much enjoyed this video.
to find out the best state flag. If you
Maybe I'll react to that sometime in the future.
want to have your say,
Comment down below your thoughts, your favorite flag, even. Comment down below with your favorite flag, and if you want me to react to that video. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and yeah, if you enjoyed my reaction, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Bye bye.